Good morning students, welcome to Ashok Ragati classes. Today we are going to discuss about making a chemical equation more informative. So generally we are writing a chemical change in the form of chemical equation, but we have to do some changes or specifications of reactants and products. So from that the equation becomes more clearly understand by the readers. Okay, so for that purpose, what characteristics we have to mention in a chemical equation is nothing but so making chemical equation more informative state by mentioning physical state, second heat exchange means here exothermic or endothermic. Third one is precipitate formed. Any precipitate is forming. And fourth one is any gas evolved. Any. See here. So how to make our chemical equation more informative? So if you are mentioning these four characteristics in a given equation by the state of reactants and products. So what state of reactants they are involving in the reaction, and the heat exchange, precipitate formed, and gas evolved. So if you are mentioning these characteristics in equation, that equation gives a clear idea about the reactants and products, how the chemical change is going on, taking place. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. First one is physical state. It means here we are mentioning the state of the reactants and products. So matter may exist in three states. What are they? Solid, liquid, gaseous state. These three states the matter may exist. Okay, so if it is our reactant or product is in a solid state or liquid state or gaseous state, we will mention with some symbols. From that the reader can easily understand. So what are the symbols we are using for each state we will see. If it is a solid, so you may indicate with S as a subscript. So if it is liquid, that means with L. If it is gaseous state, it will be G. So let us take any equation is there. Just you are writing like this KMnO4 something and something. Okay, something if you are breaking that like this, it is there. That means you are not mentioning this state, so that the user may not understand where the KMnO4 should be taken as a crystals or liquid state. Okay, we have to mention the exact physical state of reactants and products. One more is there, very important question, aqueous solution. What is aqueous solution? In exams, you may get a question, what is aqueous solution? A solution is made up of a solute plus solvent. Solvent gives rise to is equal to solution. If this is known to us, here solute will be less in quantity, here it will be more in quantity. Okay, so these two will form the solution, just like salt water is made up of salt plus water gives rise to salt water. Here, so this is a solvent. Solvent is a substance which will be in a large in quantity and dissolve the other substance in it. Okay, so here water will be taken as more and salt will be in less quantity. So this here, if any solution is made up of water as a solvent, that solution is called as aqueous solution. Aqueous solution is a solution in which the solvent is water. Very important questions. 2 marks or 1 mark question you may get here. What is aqueous solution? Aqueous solution is a solution where the solvent will be water. Okay, here the solvent will be water. Okay, so at that time you have to mention with the symbol of AQ. Here AQ is saying that some solution is prepared in that solvent is water. The solvent is water. So if you mentioning solid, liquid, gases or any aqueous state, okay, from that user can easily understand the exact state of reactants and products. Let us take one example which will shows the states of reactants and products. This is a given equation. How to add the physical state to this given equation. So Fe2O3 which is available in a solid state. Aluminum is also in a solid state. Iron is also available in a solid state. In the same way, Al2O3 is also available in a solid state. Okay, solid state. Here, one delta symbol, one triangle delta symbol is used. So this is used for heating. This is used for heating. So here from this equation, what we come to know that we have to take here these reactants are in solid state. In the same way, the products are also coming in the solid state after heating the reactants. After heating the reactants, remember this symbol is used for heating purpose. Heating to represent the heating. So second point is heat exchange. Heat exchange means exothermic or endothermic. Here one more characteristics we are adding to the chemical reaction. What is that? Heat exchange. Any heat exchange is taking place during the chemical change, that must be clearly mentioned. For example, C plus O2 gives rise to CO2. Here, this is a basic equation, but in this case, you may get. So, if you are writing like this, this Q indicate the heat. This Q represents the heat. So, means here the positive Q saying that in this equation. So positive means in this equation the temperature is releasing from the or evolving from the reaction. So in this reaction temperature will be liberated. So that is called exothermic. It is a exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. If this is a exothermic reaction, plus indicates that here this reaction is a exothermic reaction, and positive sign saying that some heat will be liberated. Positive Q saying that some heat will be liberated. In the same way, N plus O2 gives rise to 2NO. N plus O2 gives rise to 2NO minus Q. Here minus Q saying that endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction means which needs some temperature to carry out this chemical reaction. Okay, so here minus saying that it needs the temperature to carry out this chemical reaction. Okay, so we must indicate the temperature changes in the chemical reaction. With that, the user can easily understand that whether it needs temperature or whether it will release the temperature. Okay, so we have to mention endothermic and exothermic in the chemical reaction. Expressing the gas evolved. In any chemical reaction, some gases are releasing. So we must represent with some symbols. Let us take an example of Zn plus H2SO4. Zn plus H2SO4 gives rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. So these states also we can represent every time, just like a Z is a metal, and this will be aqueous. This will be aqueous, and in the same way, Zn SO4 is also aqueous. But here we don't know about this one, whether it is coming in solid state, liquid state. So if you have mentioned clearly that if it is a gas, means we know that the state should be G. Okay, so we must indicate with the G. Or if you are using up arrow, it says that some gas is evolving, some gas is releasing. So how to represent a heat? How to represent a gas evaluation? So the letter G or a up arrow. This saying that the substance is a gas. The substance is a gas. In this reaction, here H2 gas is evolving. That is represents with G and up arrow Okay, so this is the third characteristics we have to add to the chemical equation. Expressing precipitate formed. So let us take an example. So let us take this example. AgNO3 plus NaCl gives rise to AgCl plus NaNO3. Here we are preparing the aqueous solution of AgNO3 separately, and this is also NaCl also be separately prepared. So that means this AgNO3 is dissolved in water, means that is aqueous solution, and NaCl is dissolved in water, that is aqueous solution of NaCl. After mixing up this means here these two solutions are poured into a test tube, which will contain these two products. So which are producing these two are producing these two products. Okay, so here both are present in this solution, and one substance is forming that is a insoluble substance. Insoluble substance. So insoluble substance, which is called as a precipitate. This is a precipitate. Here we don't know. So here AgCl is there, NaNO3 is there. We don't know which one is AgCl and which one is NaNO3. At that time, we have to clearly mention the precipitate with some symbol. That symbol is nothing but here down symbol. Here it is saying that AgCl is a insoluble substance or a precipitate in this chemical reaction. Understood, ma? Here the precipitate will be indicated with down arrow. Here aqueous is there. That is nothing but this is a NaNO3. It is automatically saying as here NaNO3 is the remaining solution, and the down arrow indicating the precipitate, that is nothing but AgCl. Okay, up to now we indicated four characteristics to make our chemical equation more informative. But some cases we will use any catalyst or oxidizing agents. So at that time we will mention them on the arrow mark, which says the importance of that one. So let us take one example. Take this example. 2AgCl gives rise to 2Ag plus Cl2. Here this reaction will be carried out in the presence of sunlight. So how to indicate the sunlight? So the sunlight should be right here. Sunlight, in the presence of sunlight. It says that in the presence of sunlight, this chemical reaction will be takes place. In the same way, any catalyst is there. Catalyst. So we will write like this. Or oxidizing agent. So that like this we will write. Or sometimes we will write just like a heat. The catalyst name, if you are using KMnO4 as a catalyst, you mention the name KMnO4 as a catalyst or heating. So we may add these factors to the chemical equation to make our chemical equation more informative or more meaningful. Okay, students. In this video, we discussed about how to make our chemical equation more meaningful. So by observing by adding what factors, we may change our equation into a meaningful chemical equation. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and like it and share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you.